So if you haven't heard yet, the late night, or not late night, the late show with Stephen Colbert is mocking DID systems. They are being very ableist and hateful. It's very alarming because it's just, it's just not something we would expect from Colbert, but it's not, you don't see him. I don't think that that's his voice, but it's under his show. So to us, he doesn't get a pass. You allowed this to go on your show. And so it's reckless, it's dangerous. And Dissocio, I believe that's how that's said. I will tag them, and you can go to their page and you can see this video. Just super, super trigger warning. They're using Barbie and they're completely shaming DID systems. Um, so, you don't have to watch it, but if you do want to watch it, you can go over to them. They were, um, able to upload it. So you don't have to go onto YouTube. You don't have to search for it. You don't have to give anyone else the views. You can watch it on their page. But right now, we're dealing with some pain. But once we are better, we will be deconstructing this um, from fucking head to toe, because this is the type of shit that we do. We deconstruct bullshit like this. We have for many years. And this just isn't going to stand. So, and if any of you are going through it after having seen that, um, you know, it's shit. It's shit that we still live in such a violently ignorant. Because if you see that video, and again, you don't have to watch it. Be careful, be gentle with yourselves. You don't have to trigger yourselves. We will be making a video deconstructing it. We'll describe things, and also a trigger warning for that, but we will be putting that on our YouTube. It'll probably be a few days before we're able to, but we are going to work on that because there's a lot of singlets watching this shit, right? Like, he's being so irresponsible. Right now, it's got over 100,000 views, so it's already affected over 100,000 people. Um, we commented in the comment section. Luckily, most of the comments in the comment section that I've seen were people standing up for DID systems and DID systems themselves, or partners of DID systems. But there is ignorant things in the comment as well. So it really, really shows that we haven't fucking gotten anywhere in regards to erasing the ignorance on DID systems. I do blame psychologists who are arrogant and believe that they have a right to abuse their power and minimize us as an existence, as DID systems. We did do a video on this as well. You can find that. That one's already on our YouTube channel, deconstructing these egoists. The abuse of DID systems by psychologists and therapists. And if you're a system and you're listening to this and you watch that, we feel you. We understand the rage, the pain, all of the emotions that would come up after watching that. And quite frankly, just the fucking disgust. We are so disgusted. We are fucking appalled. We cannot never mind. For the current administration, anything's fucking possible. But ignorance is just on the rise, right? And when it comes to DID systems, we're very clear nothing's fucking changed. I mean, I've seen other people on YouTube channel, even well-meaning people, they're still using the incorrect term. Like, people are so ignorant on DID. They're still using the multiple personality disorder term. That, like, a lot of people just don't know shit about DID. So we're just sending lots of love to all the systems right now, who watch that bullshit, or who or just dealing with the daily fuckery of the ignorance of people with DID. And if you're a singlet watching this, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to several systems YouTube channels, watch the systems here on Instagram, and learn about DID systems, because you're not going to get anything more accurate than learning directly from DID systems. You can get some medical terminology from good therapists, which is awesome, but you can also learn that through DID systems directly. There's amazing pages like the one I mentioned. There's just lots of DID systems on here educating in so many varied, in-depth ways. There's no There's no lack of resources because there's no lack of DID systems, unfortunately. And if you don't know by now, no one is born with DID. DID is caused by prolonged trauma starting at infancy and early childhood. You can't be an adult and then get DID. You can become aware and as an adult, but you've always had DID. So there's it's not like a spontaneous thing. The brain is surviving extreme prolonged trauma. So, we're survivors of freaking pedophiles. Our system, we're survivors of child trafficking. We're a Ramcoa system. So Ramcoa systems are survivors of child trafficking. Other systems who are not Ramcoa can be survivors of child trafficking too. Um, but Ramcoa is cult based. So it's an organized form of abuse, and altars are specifically created a certain way. Of course, they're arrogant; they can't control the entire brain. So while they're creating altars, our brain is also creating altars. So it's really complex. But DID, each system may have certain similarities in the origins. Like every system is a survivor of some form of extreme prolonged trauma. And usually it's with pedophiles. So you're mocking survivors of pedophilia. Like you're mocking child rape survivors for the most part. And so um, when you mock DID, what you're also doing is you're silencing the children right now who have already been created as DID systems, or who are being trafficked right now, who are being abused and in the process of becoming DID systems. What you do when you mock DID is you're silencing survivors across the board. But one of the big things about DID systems coming forward is to bring awareness to you about the fact that right now, globally, DID systems are being made. What that means is right now, globally, there are children who are being trafficked, who are being tortured, and not all of them will survive, and not all of them will become DID systems, but the ones who are repeatedly tortured this way are most likely to become DID systems. So the only way to really get that education out there is for DID systems to be heard because we're the survivors of this shit. And then for you to recognize that we are talking about what is happening right now to children. So if you don't give a fuck about children and you think it's funny that they're being tortured and molested, okay, then that's what you're fucking showing yourself as every time you mock DID. That's what's happening. And if you don't give a shit about survivors and you're mocking DID systems, that's what you're doing. You're showing that you don't give a shit about survivors. And quite frankly, that makes you a shit human. We don't tiptoe around this shit. We're not the gentle system of like, oh, please understand. No, we are beyond that. Okay, so you have a responsibility to actually fucking get with the reality of what you are supporting. By silencing DID systems, you are supporting these pedophiles creating more DID systems. Think about that.